Tracy. You heard a lot about it as I spoke. Tracy Alarake Jaglanyi. I'm the Executive Director of Child's Eye Foundation. And Child's Eye Foundation is an NGO in Uganda that is basically promoting family-based care for children in the country. We are also a social work organization. We provide technical support and training and experience opportunities for other institutions, because we believe that good social work makes a difference between a child growing up in an institution and a child being resettled to home. So we promote social work, we train and organizations in social work, but also we advocate for changes in practice and policies around childcare. Now, in Uganda, the majority of children are in institutions. Children who don't have family are mainly in institutions. Yesterday I was showing you that about 50,000 children are actually in the over 800 institutions in Uganda. So what Child's Eye has been doing since 2009, we set up to develop programs. We develop programs that demonstrate that it's possible for a child to grow up in a home, in a family home. So we have a Center of Excellence, a Transitional Care Center, which is a model that shows that, okay, if it is not possible to prevent family separation, have the child in an institution for the shortest possible time period. And whilst they're there, make sure that they receive the highest quality of care. Not just the physical care, where they sleep in a clean place, they have the space in the room, because we only have up to 8 babies per room, and they eat nutritional foods. Some of them come when they're significantly malnourished, and we have to make sure that we boost their health. We give them the nutritional requirements that are recommended for to get them out of that. And then, but most significantly is we prepare them for the life in the family, because they're not there permanently. So what we do is, our model ensures that we develop attachment. We ensure that these children have the number of carers that we have adequate number of carers for the number of children that we have. We are approved to care for tiny babies, hours old, 0 to 2 years old. But what we do is that instead of lumping them in a group of many children for one carer, we emphasize, and we have 23 carers to ensure that one carer cares for 4 babies. So that when these children are actually placed back in their families, that they can transfer that attachment to their new family. Where we can't, in 70% of the cases, we've actually found their biological families. That might mean the real mom, real dad, aunt, uncle, gogo, which is a grandma, But in other cases, they are total abandonments. So we run the Ugandans Adopt campaign, which is a campaign that creates awareness about domestic adoptions. It says that you and I can adopt. It says that we can open your home, and this is how. So the Ugandans Adopt campaign says that why we need families to come forward, but also how families can be taken through the adoption process. And out of that campaign, we have had 50 children placed in domestic adoptions in Uganda. There are some children that cannot be placed because they have known families, so we find long-term foster carers in the community to care for them. But I told you that our emphasis is on ensuring that children grow up in a family. So our short-term foster care is a pilot that we wanted to replace our transitional care center, Malaika Babies Home. So instead of children coming to the Malaika Babies Home, which is at the moment rated one of the best, for care for children under 2s, we still think that that's not good enough, because really the best place is for them to be in a family. So the emergency foster care will substitute for Malaika Babies Home. And eventually, if the pilot is successful, we will see children coming in from, where they abandoned, into a short-term foster care family, and into a long-term permanent family, either adoption or back with their families or in foster care.
I hear you're very passionate about your work. You can talk about your work very, very from the bottom of your heart, and you're doing lots of programs. I would like to ask about this particular conference. Was this process or this conference, I believe with your work you've been to many conferences before, how different this was, how useful that was to your work you just spoke about?
You see, what this conference is unique. There is a notion that it takes a community to raise a child, and I've seen that take place here. We have had the African community come together. We've had representation from 31 African countries, all agreeing that the best place for a child is back with their families. Now we know that we all agree. I think this session, or the last session, hopefully we can come up with the how. And the conference was so unique in that there are different innovations from different parts of the world, each trying to work to see that children go back home. One thing for sure is also that people have owned up and said, this is how we're doing it in our country, but we want to learn from another place because we want to do it well, because it matters so much for children that it is done well. We've heard that if we do it well and prevent the damage to a child now, we won't be spending money repairing adults in the future. And I think that's quite powerful. For me, it's been an opportunity to actually share the work that we do as an organization, but also how we are sharing our experience with the other organizations and other childcare institutions in the country through our project, Strong Beginnings, a Family for All Children project. So, and sharing that and sharing our plans to work with churches, I found that actually lots of people have been asking about it. So I know that through this conference, our models are going to be tried out elsewhere. And I'm going to take back as well models that have been tried elsewhere and see whether it works. Because at the end of the day, we want Africa without orphans. We want Africa without orphanages. And how wonderful that place would be, where every child can say, that's my aunt, that's my uncle, that's my cousin over there, that's my neighbor. A child raised in a community that is familiar to them. A child raised in a family where they can have a sense of belonging. And I think that this conference has just started a movement.
The way Rama handled the interactive sessions, when you were in a small group, how was that for you? Was it the first time you experienced something like that?
It's the first time, and I'm sure of all these 200 plus people, the general feedback in the corridors has been that has been so powerful. But for me personally, it's the first time, and I tell you what, I did indoors, and actually it's cut the conference too short because you dig deep. You're connected. You're not seated and listening to someone telling you what to do. It's what I think we should take away in our work with the communities. We should allow the communities to dig deep into themselves, in the resources, and find solutions, because the group work enabled us to find solutions within ourselves, within our different small communities. And for me, there can't be anything more powerful than that. I think any conference for 3 days, for 2 days, they need to borrow from this. Awesome.